Hi guys! In this video I want to talk about common meditation mistakes. These mistakes are very common for beginners, but even people who have meditated for a long time may still make them. Now, it's important to clarify that these points are not to judge your meditation or you as a meditator, but to encourage you and to help you progress and make the most of the time you spent meditating. These pitfalls are very common and we all have them. I make some of these mistakes, I'm sure you also make some of these mistakes, and there's absolutely no shame in making them as long as we try to overcome them and not allow them to turn into habits. Number 1 is not using a timer. This is about meditating for as long as you like, which sounds like the best thing to do, because we want to do things we like, as we like to do them, as long as we like. But in case of meditation, it gets tricky. First, it doesn't help with consistency of practice, because the intuitively nice amount is going to be different each day, so we will never train our discipline. And second is when you meditate for as long as you like, you're going to finish each time when you no longer like it. And it's going to be your last memory of the meditation. So instead of the nice tranquility and flow you had in the middle, you will remember the restlessness and the boredom you had at the end. And it's not going to make you want to meditate the next time. So you can correct this by using a timer. You can find a mobile app with a timer to any taste, or you can just use the timer you have on the phone. Number 2 is related to this: meditating for too long. This is not a very common mistake because we are all so busy, but it's really detrimental to the practice. If you are a beginner excited about meditation and you want to dedicate a lot of your time to it, which is fantastic by the way, it's better to limit your session to a reasonable amount of minutes and spend the rest of the time reading books or watching videos about meditation. Why? The principle is the same. When you meditate for longer than feels comfortable, you end on a bad note, and this feeling becomes associated with meditation, and we don't want it to become a drag. When this initial enthusiasm subsides, and it will, your further success with meditation will depend on the power of habit, and the pleasant habits stick around better than those which make us suffer. What is the suitable amount? If you're just starting, it will be typically between 10 and 30 minutes. 45-60 minutes is too much for most people. You can meditate shorter periods of time if your mind is very hectic and do multiple sessions, for example, but you don't want to stick to 1-minute meditation for the rest of your days, because this way you won't progress and make much of it. Number 3 is over-relying on guided meditations, and this is about not introducing moments of independent, silent meditation into your routine. This is definitely not about beginners, since when you just start, well-made guided meditations can be of great help. But if you've been practicing with an app for months or years, only doing guided meditations, and you love them, but you feel like your mind is largely the same as before, try ditching the guidance, at least occasionally. You can totally meditate without them, and even though it might feel out of your comfort zone initially, it will get your practice to the next level. Number 4 is not returning to the object. This one is about continuing to follow and think your thoughts after you've spotted them, even though you're meditating on, say, the breath. Bringing the mind back can be a lot of work, and following the in-breaths and out-breaths is not the most entertaining thing to do. So the thoughts become very tempting, very interesting, and very important, even when they are completely trivial or even negative. Can you relate to that? Because I can. Even though we are supposed to use each moment of distraction as a possibility to bring the mind back and train our mindfulness and do it 100 times if needed, not making a big deal out of it, it doesn't always work. Sometimes we're just lazy, tired, unmotivated, or too caught up with something that's, for example, bothering us, and so we just end up sitting and thinking our thoughts. This might happen from time to time, and it's okay, it happens to everyone, but it's important to remember that this is a mistake and we shouldn't turn it into a habit. If we become frivolous about distracting thoughts in our meditation will become just sitting and thinking thoughts. And then the benefits we will get out of the session will be the benefits of sitting and thinking thoughts, not the benefits of meditation. So there is no better way around it than just remembering to always bring your mind back to the object of meditation. Number 5 is sitting in drowsiness. This is about relaxing way too much in your meditation so that you're kind of there, but not fully. Your mind feels like it's before falling asleep, or you're lying on a beach with a glass of beer. That's not the kind of relaxation you want to get from meditation. As Jon Kabat-Zinn likes to say, mindfulness is falling awake, not falling asleep. Our mind should be fresh, clear, spacious, awake. It should not be heavy, sleepy, and kind of fluffy. It's normal to feel drowsy occasionally, but if you feel that you have this problem consistently, you need to change something in the long term. This sleepiness will become an obstacle to progress, and it will just make you feel drowsy and spaced out in general during the day. And we want to stay sharp and smart in our day-to-day life, right? So first, you can make your sessions shorter, emphasizing quality over quantity. Then you can add some light. Meditate with your eyes open, or at a different time, or maybe with a different technique. And whenever you notice drowsiness dragging your mind down, try to look at this drowsiness, really observe it in great detail, and see if it cheers you up. Number 6 is too much self-criticism. This one is about having realistic expectations about your practice. It is normal that your mind is chasing after thoughts. It is normal that you cannot meditate well for a long time. It's normal to sometimes be tired or overwhelmed. It's normal for your mind to be inconsistent, to sometimes be nailing it, sometimes be failing at it. It's normal to be a beginner if you've been meditating for 20 years. This is the most important principle, accepting your practice as it is and moving forward. And there is no contradiction. Mindfulness is a skill, and no one has ever improved their skills of anything by somehow bypassing the times of training, learning, making the mistakes and giving up and starting again and losing motivation and coming back to the task. So judging yourself each time your mind does not cooperate will only make you feel worse. That's why it's so important to cultivate patience, humility, and a sense of humor about your meditation practice. These are just some common mistakes. Please feel free to write in the comments if you've had any of them, or maybe some other annoying difficulties you faced in meditation. And remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.